Is this the nurse?
This man says it's a $50 fare from the airport.
Good, it feels so good.
No.
No, I don't want it. Welcome to Tender Loving Care, a game, I guess, about like a psychologist or something who... It's like Fatal Attraction, the game, and it's from the 90s, and it's FMV, so...
What was this originally played on?
Like, 1998 computers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's that guy. He was in a bunch of movies. He was in Possum. And he was also... Oh, he sees us. We've been observed.
Beautiful house, isn't it? I love this part of the valley. But as the saying goes, looks can indeed be deceiving. This place is for sale now. Nobody's buying. Not after what happened here.
Not the sex ghosts.
It's troubling because no one really knows just what did happen. I should know. Oh, I'm Dr. Turner, by the way. I'm a psychiatrist. I was close to all the players in this event. But it's as much a mystery to me as it is to anyone else. Perhaps you can help. A fresh eye and an uncluttered view. And maybe together we can reassemble the happenings and get a better understanding of what took place. We can only hope.
He was in Jim Henson's The Storyteller and in Possum, that movie I made you watch that you hated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like a semi-famous actor, in my opinion. Dude, look at the cinematography for this video game in the 90s. 1998, this game came out. Crazy. This looks like straight up the beginning of like a regular feature film.
Well, this looks like the beginning of almost like a romantic comedy or like one of those like Sandra Bullock movies.
Oh yeah, or Your Worst Nightmare. What's his name? The movies that you've all been watching. David Lynch.
Yeah.
I was looking at screenshots of this game. It definitely looks like they're taking a lot of influence from Fatal Attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot. So this game, it asks you psychological questions like, do you think it's good to spy on people in their intimate moments? And how important is nudity to you? And
Why don't you just let us get to it?
Because I'm trying to explain the game.
Oh.
Because I don't want people to click out and be like, what is this? Boring? I'm trying to like tantalize the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want people to see like just the beginning of like what looks like a standard movie and not realize that this is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to play this for years. Didn't know it was on Steam. Go ahead.
And potential nudity.
Yeah, potential nudity.
We skipped through a little bit of it to look at what was happening and just it looks like I really enjoy watching bad 90s movies, so this should be fun.
Yeah, I would describe it as psychosexual. You know how when people describe something as psychosexual, you know it's going to be trash?
Yeah.
Like it's a psychologically sexual horror, and you're like,
okay,
so some nerd wrote this.
Yeah.
And then he's like...
Is psychosexual thriller just Twilight for men?
Yes.
Breakfast time.
Did you get Jody's
Actually,
breakfast?
yeah, that was like very true for you to say.
Oatmeal and raisins, like always.
She loves her oatmeal.
Yeah, she certainly does. You see, you're starting a new project. What's it going to be this time?
It's a sweater for Jody.
Thought so. It's her favorite color.
Yes, it is.
Then why'd you ask?
Allison, do you remember the nurse we discussed?
The nurse for Jody?
Yeah.
Michael, I told you I can take care of Jody myself.
I know, but Dr. Turner thinks it would be best if we just...
Michael, please.
He thinks it would be best for Jody. And that's what we both want, isn't it? What's best for Jody? Allison? Isn't it?
Yes.
Good. The nurse is coming today.
Today?
Yes, her name is Mrs. Randolph.
This guy sucks.
He has that like off-brand Brendan Fraser look.
Yeah.
Is she gonna live here with us?
What?
For a while.
Did
till
you
things
not
get a little
consult
better.
this with your wife?
Jody's not gonna like her.
I think she'll be very helpful. And then maybe I can get back to work.
And leave us here alone with her?
Let's just give it a chance, okay? Let's see what happens. Allison.
She looks like a deranged Victorian heroine from like an Emily Bronte book.
Okay.
Look at her nightgown. That's
Dude.
tragic.
Dude, that's what people wore. My mom had a nightgown like that.
Oh my
She would wear them all the time.
Oh.
He's a programmer. Dude, my mom had 90s like that. They were solid.
My grandma had 90s like that.
Yeah, well, don't be a hater, because they looked comfortable. What if we tried them on and we were like, wait a second. This is both warm and comfortable.
I think where I run into trouble is like how like if you're actually sleeping in it, that's a lot of fabric to get bunched up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But you sleep like you're dead. You don't move, so... Is this the nurse?
This man says it's a $50 fare from the airport.
It's man.
Lady, it's 25 miles. $2 a mile.
Mrs. Randolph?
Yes. Am I being overcharged?
I'll take care of it.
Wow.
She's some piece of work.
I wouldn't tip him. He doesn't deserve it.
Thanks for your trouble.
Thanks, man.
He's like
Women, am I right?
Good luck.
Did you just like hire dominatrix or something for your child?
Michael Overton.
What?
Something wrong, Mr. Overton?
You're not quite what I expected.
What did you expect?
You're very young.
I'm qualified for the job.
Dr. Turner said your qualifications were excellent.
But you disagree?
I just expected someone with more experience.
I've been a psychiatric nurse for 6 years, and I'm a licensed psychotherapist.
I'm sorry. You just don't look like a Mrs. Randolph to me. I was expecting an older person, maybe a semi-retired widow or something.
If in your
Someone
opinion
not
I'm
sexually
unsuitable, then I'll
intimidating.
leave.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
On the other hand, if I don't fit your image of a Mrs. Randolph, then why don't you just call me Catherine and let's get on with it?
Red
Okay.
flag.
Catherine. Let me show you your room.
You know he's like ready to like lay down on the ground and get his balls stepped on though.
Yeah, no, he's
It's up the
1000%
stairs.
ready.
He was like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting this kind of nurse."
Yeah, exactly. The cab driver wasn't into it, but he is.
Turn right at the top. It's at the end of the hall.
Can't say I'd be a fan of this if I was the wife.
Oh, I'd be fucking furious. Like, I feel like I'm secure, but if I knew he hired her,
Yeah.
I would have been like, absolutely, he or she, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I would be
you like it?
absolutely furious.
It'll do.
We had the entire house remodeled last year. It's my parents' place. I inherited it after my father died
Are you trying to show off how
When
rich
was
you are
that?
to this
a
nurse?
couple years ago.
I see. I'm looking forward to meeting your wife.
She thinks you're here to take care of our daughter.
What?
Yeah.
She thinks that.
Jody.
Oh, she's here for
No
the wife,
situation?
I guess.
Of
Maybe.
course. I'd like to change first.
Will you wear a nurse's uniform or something?
Can you leave the
No,
room,
but I
sir?
brought one in this case. It's appropriate. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to get started.
That's your signal
No!
to leave.
Stop!
Close
We'll
the
be downstairs
door.
in the living room if you need us.
Yeah, just
This man is trash.
they're both trash.
They're both
Let's
trash.
be fair.
But I feel like the onus of trashness is more on him because he's the one who's
Interesting.
married.
I wonder why Michael was so taken aback with Catherine's appearance. He
Because
said
he
she
got a
wasn't
boner.
what he expected, but he seemed to be saying that if a woman has a Mrs. in front of her name, she should be older. Now, what does that,
That was
say about
woke.
Michael? Or does it say anything?
Definitely says
Now, there are
something.
some other points that I'm not clear about, and I could use some help. I'd appreciate it if you take the time to express your opinion about some of the things we've just seen. A few simple questions.
I love this actor.
But if she's a Mrs., does that mean that she's also
What
married?
emotion do you feel most strongly toward Michael?
It probably
Mistrust.
mistrust or contempt. Mistrust. I also feel slightly compassionate for his situation because, not that I'm saying what he's doing is okay, it's possible that he is sexually frustrated, which is not an excuse to act the way he is.
But
But
I thought
him and his wife have probably been strained for a long time. So like having an attractive person come and like,
but he wasn't
seduce you.
expecting her to look like that.
yeah, but like coming out of nowhere, like an attractive person, like slightly coming on to him. I'm not saying this is okay. I'm saying I understand, but it's not okay to act on it.
So it seems though like he said she thinks that you're here to take care of the daughter. So is she, maybe she's there to take care of the wife.
Yes, the wife does seem like she needs some help, not without judgment. Also, I think in this game, depending on what you click on, you see different things.
Mhm.
So, what would you want to? What do you want to mistrust?
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel when Catherine began undressing in front of Michael?
Titillated
Let's do
or
it.
intrigued? Titillated?
Yeah, let's do titillated.
Dude, I want to go full perv. Like,
Yeah.
please don't judge us. We just want to see boobs.
Yeah.
My dream life is most often colored by...
Sexual fantasies.
Yes, give me the sex,
Was
please.
it inappropriate for Michael to question Catherine's qualifications?
Yes.
Occasionally, I hurt somebody's feelings just for the heck of it.
True.
Yeah.
What? I thought we were supposed to be bad.
I don't keep a diary because I'm afraid somebody might read it and find out what kind of person I am.
True.
True.
I may do something slightly dangerous if I'm in the mood.
True.
I'd rather.
Oh,
not
I'd rather not
say.
say. Yeah, that's more like
Ominous, but let's be like
Yeah.
1000% bad person.
Let's
energy.
just
I like to
lean-
watch people doing intimate things.
I agree.
I agree. Yes.
Let's lean in.
Lean into the. Are we spying in her room, or is this the? I don't want that woman here. What does Michael think he's doing? Never listens to me. Never listens to me. That woman isn't going to touch her because we don't need any help. Hate nurses. They always stick that needle in so hard, so fast. This won't hurt a bit. Liars. After the accident, I went into the intensive care unit where they were keeping Jody, and a nurse was there wiping the blood off Jody's face. She wasn't cleaning her gently. She was rubbing hard with an awful hospital face cloth, all rough and starch as if Jody couldn't feel it, and I screamed at that nurse. I said that rubbing so hard would hurt Jody's skin, and the nurse, she just looked at me with this stupid expression like I was crazy or something, and I pushed her out of the way. Jody is scared at night because she is having nightmares like me, and her nightmares mommy and daddy were killed and she's all alone.
Keep going.
So
I
it's
sit on her bed and hold her hand, and I tell her that everything is all right, but I can't help feeling this horrible feeling, this terrible feeling that something isn't right, that something is lurking outside like a prowler, that scary feeling you get when you think that something is under the bed or in the closet, something bad is going to happen. This is written all in caps, one sentence.
That's how you know. That was like a rage comment. You know, when you just I hate her so much. Like, whenever we get like comments, all one sentence, just rage. That's when I know that we've reached someone's soul. Okay, so this just takes us directly to the thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. I wonder if we said we did keep diary, we could read our own diary. Oh. Hello, 911.
Hi, I'm Randy Vixen. Welcome to 1-900 Hot Licks. Get ready
So
for
he
the
is
call
sexually
of your
frustrated.
life. You have chosen fantasy number 17, Naughty Nurse Nellie.
Hello there. I'm the night nurse. My name is Nurse Nellie Naughton. You can just call me Nellie. When I'm not working at the hospital, I'm an erotic dancer. I have legs like a Barbie doll, but my hair is fiery red and curly. I have sensuous lips that long to be kissed, and my full breasts are just aching to get out of this oh-so-tight uniform.
Oh my god.
Do you like what you see? Good. I thought you would. Now, it's time for your sponge bath. Why don't you sit up? Oh, that's good. Now I'm going to have to take off your gown. There we go. Oh, look at those shoulders. You must work out. And oh, that's some scar. I like a man with scars. Now, just lie there and relax. I need to wring out this sponge. Oh, doesn't that sponge feel cool and clean where it touches your skin? Mm-hmm. I'm washing your chest and your stomach and my oh my! What have we here?
Is that a
Looks
boner
like
noise?
I've got more and more to clean every minute. Does that feel good? Oh yes, yes, it feels so good. It feels so good. Oh,
No, I don't want it.
I'm gonna need more soap. There we go. Oh, it's so slippery and warm. You're going to be the cleanest patient in the entire wing. Uh-huh. You're so hot. I think you've got a little fever. I can feel the heat coming right off your body. Oops! I dropped the sponge.
Oh my
I guess I'll
god.
just have to use my hand. Hold on while I put on a rubber glove. Oh, do you like that? Of course you do. Oh, relax. Oh, there you go. Almost done. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes, yes. Oh. Clean as a whistle. You're my most favorite patient. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Wouldn't a rubber glove, even with soap, kind of like chafe against, like too grippy?
It would.
That was amazing.
Okay.
So I think my initial observation that he might be sexually frustrated is
I mean,
valid.
I'm 100% sure that it was influenced by our choices. So.
Oh yeah, true. And also he already had an established nurse fetish already before we even. So I think maybe when she showed up young and hot and demanding,
He's like, oh shit.
yeah, he might have been, because he was expecting her to be older, so she wouldn't be like a sexual issue for him.
Fantasy.
Even if you're a young, attractive person and your employer wasn't expecting you to be hot, it's 100% on your employer not to be a fucking creep and stare at you as you get undressed. On the other side, this woman seems insane. So it's like, I think this is going to be a perfect storm of drama. Ooh, what did you see that painting?
Have you caught the Dr. Betty Show yet? She's smart, wise, witty, tough, and fun. She may even be just a little bit psychic. She's a wife and a mother with a PhD degree in family matters and human relationship analysis. Dr. Betty will challenge, confront, delight, and even frighten you. She's the mother you always wanted, the sister you missed out on, and the wife you can't have. For clear, pointed, and useful answers to your problems, tune into KPRB every day at noon. Dr. Betty's the prescription your regular doctor forgot to give you.
So...
That was a little Oedipus. Just a little bit.
Your, mommy, sister, wife.
Yeah, she's the mom sister wife that you've always wanted. You're like, yep. But look at, they have like some creepy shit in here, like this and like this weird thing. It looks like that monster from It. Remember? He turns into the creepy painting. All right, how do I escape this nightmare room? Oh, click on the door. Oh.
No, is it?
Okay.
Oh.
Hallway has a little swirly thing on it, so maybe we should go to the hallway. Whoa.
Whoa.
This must have been cutting edge back then. What is with all these creepy old-timey paintings? Like, I've recognized some of these, but... Oh, click on this.
When you've concluded this test, you will return to the story. Do you wish to proceed?
No, because I don't know what the test is for, so I'm scared. Oh.
When you've concluded this test, you will return to the story. Do you wish to proceed?
Yeah, okay, so... Living room. Dude, I'm having, like, somehow nostalgia for this kind of movement when games used to do this.
Yeah. I just remember playing a lot of computer games in school that did this kind of, like, floating...
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, time to move, but then instead of just doing it immediately, it was like a 3-minute load to float.
Mm-hmm.
We'll all float down here. Hey, it's our guy. You're always been on the cutting edge of psychiatric treatment. I remember in the 60s you were one of the first medical doctors to seriously study Eastern
mysticism?
Mysticism? Yeah, it's kind of blurry. And tried to utilize something. Yes, as a child I always fascinated by mysticism. In college I became an avid reader of
Hermann Hesse.
His books, especially Journey to the East, inspired me to go to India and study with a yoga teacher.
Cool.
So in the 90s, that was supposed to be super woke. Now we're like, okay.
Now everyone's kind of like, You know, I remember actually growing up, there was a friend of mine who his mom did that whole, like, went to India and had like I don't know what she called him, but it was like a guru.
Was he a yogi?
Something. But she had like this big like picture shrine in their house, and my friend was kind of like, yeah, that's my mom's like spiritual whatever. And and at the time I was kind of like, oh, okay. And now I look back and I'm like, oh.
Like, your peers must have thought you were crazy. Yes, they made racist jokes. Now you're into the internet. Yeah, I'm super into the internet.
Computers are cool, yeah.
You've got a great web page for your something.
Web is capitalized, importantly. Oh, it's fascinating. The web.
A great way, something. Do you have... Oh. Okay.
So we already got that part. Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't have to just make out blurred images.
Web page. Do you have online patients? Not yet. Haha. But now there are these things called synthespians, synthetic actors. I wouldn't be surprised if someday there were synthetic psychiatrists.
What?
Pseudopsychiatrists? Raises his eyebrows. Oh, I've known dozens of them already. The original TAT or thematic apperception test was invented in the mid-30s by Morgan and Murray. It was called a method for investigating fantasy, a method for eliciting story constructions from patients who are susceptible to interpretation by a psychiatrist. Can I have a layman's version of that for our less informed readers?
The patient is shown an image and asked to tell a story based on what he sees.
Like a Rorschach test, but
How is this different?
Yeah, because this looks pretty long, so we might want to kind of like skim through this.
Little boy with a violin, blah, blah, blah. I see a little boy with a...
So basically, like, you're telling a story about a picture. We tell stories to ourselves every day, daydreams and fantasies. Tat is a brilliant way of finding out what people are thinking on the unconscious level and how they view the world. Virtual tat is... Oh, VTAT.
I'm developing a CD-ROM game company here in the Rogue Valley. It's a way people can experience a version of thematic apperception tests in their own homes.
Subject is shown a series of images or objects. An image might be a well-known painting. They're talking about the diner painting. It's painting without any subtext, empty street, blah, 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 blah. We instantly ask ourselves, who are these people? What are they doing here? That's one of my favorite things to do when I go to art galleries, make up stories about the people in the paintings. And usually when that happens, one is projecting one's own fantasy life onto those paintings. The VTAT, the virtual program, is based on this principle. We create a pool of questions, responses that people will have, blah, blah, blah.
I appreciate the depth that this game seems to be going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, it's going.
Yeah.
We're just trying to show you the highlights. We would say somebody is disassociated or displaying hedonic tendencies. If somebody is a depressed or sex freak. So I wonder if this changes based on what we say. A character trait is like if somebody is depressed or a sex freak. In the psychiatric vernacular, we would say somebody is disassociated or displaying hedonic tendencies. And we'll call V Turner integrates.
Well, so...
Go ahead.
It seems like what this is kind of setting us up for is like, hey, this is the game that you're playing.
Yeah, basically.
You know?
I dissect that the patient is disconnected from many normal day-to-day experiences, or a sense that the patient feels if they are standing outside themselves looking in. Most people don't even realize that they're thinking in a dissociate manner, or passively or aggressively, or even paranoid for that matter. I feel like this game is pretty well-versed in psychiatry for something in the 90s. Alright, well, moving on.
I don't think, in my opinion, it hasn't really brought up anything that...
I'm saying for the 90s, though.
No. But I don't think it's brought up anything that was that forward-thinking even for the... Like, because so far they're just talking about, like, basic psychiatry, I think.
A near-death experience with a weed whacker. She spent a week in the hospital and almost lost a vital appendage. This horrible event made her suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. Maya was having nightmares. She wouldn't leave the house. She was so depressed that she couldn't cook or clean or even do her makeup. Her world had become a living hell. My poor husband didn't know what to do with me, said Myrna, a former beauty pageant runner-up and mother of two. He had almost given up hope. That's when a friend recommended Dr. Roland Luther, a specialist in post-traumatic stress disorder. Myrna looked to Dr. Luther immediately. He had a way about him, said Myrna, like he had a special powers of something. We got a couple of similar complaints. Wait, what? Slender bearded man with sinister smile. I think he sexually assaulted her. Okay, yeah. Come from has realized that
hypnosis treatment.
Okay, so trigger warning, sexual assault. Came home from the hypnosis treatment and realized that her underwear was on backwards. It was quite a shock, said
Myrna.
I couldn't believe it. I reported it to the police.
I always put my underwear on right side forward.
After Dr. Luther arrested, over 100 of Dr. Luther's former patients came forward and claimed that they had strange dreams and hazy memories that sound just like what happened.
Dr. Luther is awaiting his trial. He declined to be interviewed.
I don't know if I'll ever get over this. He took something away from me. Okay. So, that's horrible.
Rogue Valley.
So I guess so we can just get an idea of where we are.
The The first
Done.
TAT will be given in the upstairs hall.
Ooh, I like the floating. Programming. Career objectives: seek and home placement as psychiatric.
This is her
mental-
resume.
Bodywork and Massage Institute. Okay. Alternative therapies for PTSD. So I think we can assume that the wife is suffering from PTSD from the loss of their child. Mental health nursing. Master
Is
of
the
nursing.
child actually dead? Because I thought that she was... Oh.
I think it's possible that he was kind of saying, like, yeah, I totally made her breakfast. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and like she's knitting the scarf for her, and he's kind of like, yeah, sounds great.
The way the story in the diary seemed, it seemed like the nurse was actually cleaning her dead body. And when she yelled at her, like, you're hurting her skin, the nurse was probably like,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You know? So yeah, this woman's really accomplished. That's cool. Therapy with adult women of survivors of sexual
treatment
abuse.
for sexual problems.
Sexual problems including lack of desire, lack of orgasm, erection problems, premature ejaculation, painful intercourse, blah, blah, blah. All these things are normal.
Conducted group therapy with adult women survivors of sexual abuse.
That's cool. Responsible for clinical direction of 15-bed inpatient mental health unit, provided individual counseling services. I respect this woman on paper. I wonder... Yeah, she looks young, but I feel like she's accomplished a lot. So maybe I also am thinking like... So she does sex therapies, borderline personality, self-mutilation, early childhood trauma, patient suicide and assault, impact on family members and psychotherapists, massage, acupressure, neuropathy, bereavement and grief counseling. Cool.
That's what...
I want to click on the computer.
Oh.
Okay, so this is his journal. It's the night before Mrs. Randolph is to arrive. This evening at dusk, the trees stood so still. To the right across the field, I saw the dark mountains against the purple night sky. I heard a crow in the woods. Okay, Edgar Allan Poe. It's so lonely out here. We haven't made love since the accident. We used to have such a great sex life. We were totally in tune with each other's needs and desires, gentle and loving with each other. Now Allison is untouchable, like a dream. She has returned to some previous state of innocence. I swear if a...
Oh no.
Okay, so trigger warning, I guess, for the whole fucking game. I swear if a rapist walked into the house, Allison would offer him milk and cookies. What? How would you... Whatever. I knew that I couldn't handle the situation with Jody on my own, and finally I convinced Allison to let somebody come and help us. Dr. Turner found a specialist named Mr. Randolph. I hope that she knows what she's doing. I hope she can help. A family was killed in a car accident yesterday. A whole family. Mom, dad, and 2 kids. I was worried that Allison might find the article. She never reads the paper, though. She doesn't listen to the radio either. Christ, she doesn't even watch TV. Dr. Turner told me I should keep a journal. He said I have a lot of anger about the accident. Anger is just one of the emotions that I'm feeling. I could have given him a whole fucking list of feelings. Helplessness, there's a good in one, and fear. I don't know. Maybe he's right. There are things that happened to me that I've wanted to tell someone about. Things I've kept secret for too long. Things I've never even told Allison. I closed those memories off, shut the door on them, but I can still hear them. It's like I'm living in an apartment with thin walls, and my memories are noisy neighbors who won't shut up. I forgot about one of the most important feelings I have. It's constant, like a toothache. The world deserves a whole line to itself. Desire. Or maybe it's just pure seething lust. I slept with my wife every night, but she's not really there. Wait, what?
No. I think, like, I sleep next to her.
Oh, I sleep with my wife every... Okay.
Yeah.
But she's not really there. I see her walking... I was about to be like, sir, stop having sex if that's the issue. I see her walking around this house and it's like she's a ghost. I used to wonder what it would be like to go to prison. Now I know. I'm a prisoner here. Okay. Like, I get what you're saying, but I have a lot of time to myself, and I've been thinking about the past. Often I find myself thinking about sex. Could anyone blame me? One night in college, I had one of the most erotic experiences of my life. Some friends and I went to a bar. Okay. One of the girls brought her cousin who was visiting from another school. The cousin was this real knockout, I mean drop-dead gorgeous, and she was very sexual. She was wearing this really flimsy skirt and no bra. She told this amazing story about her trip to Europe that summer. She screwed this Italian guy on a train while the guy's girlfriend was asleep in the same compartment. This definitely didn't happen. She said it was the most passionate, erotic adventure she ever had.
You've never had sex in a vehicle while other people were in the vehicle?
Not when they were asleep.
But when they were awake?
Anyway, well, after a while, we were all pretty drunk. A lot more people showed up at our table. So I wouldn't have sex with somebody while their girlfriend was asleep next to me. But that's just me. So the cousin playfully sat on my lap to make room for everyone. As she was sitting there, she started grinding her ass onto my lap. It was so subtle, nobody could tell she was doing it. Everybody could tell. Like, everybody. But it was driving me crazy. Everybody knew.
I'm going to be honest that I don't think that story is as out of bounds as I think you think it is.
I think having sex with somebody's boyfriend in front of them is a little... That's the thing that got me.
Oh, no. I think it's awful and you shouldn't do it. But I think people definitely do that.
I don't think anyone would get away with that. How do you have... Well, anyway.
People definitely get away with it. Not that I'm saying I've done it or anything.
I don't think you would have sex with somebody's boyfriend in front of them, though, right?
What?
No, the part of the story that I didn't like was that not that she was having sex on the train, but that she was having sex with somebody else's boyfriend in front of them while they were asleep. Not the train part.
I think that I wouldn't, not with somebody else's boyfriend, but like, I've definitely had sex with somebody while somebody else was there.
That's
who
fine.
was asleep.
That's fine. Just not somebody else's partner that they have agreed to be monogamous with.
But I'm saying, like, I find it totally believable that somebody would do that. You know?
True. Then she looked over her shoulder and gave me this incredibly lusty look. Slowly, she hiked up her skirt in the back. I realized that she wasn't wearing any underwear. I couldn't believe it. She eased down my zipper and slipped it in. This is kind of hot, actually. This is kind of sexy. All of a sudden, I was fucking this girl in front of everybody. They all knew. Nobody had any idea what we were doing. The sex was unbelievable. It felt so dangerous and thrilling. We barely said 2 sentences to each other that whole night, and afterwards, I never saw her again.
So this reminds me of, like, when people do stuff like give hand jobs or blow jobs, like, in public places, like at the movies or something. Mm-hmm. And it's like, they think that because it's, like, dark, that, like, nobody else knows it. Everyone knows.
Everybody knew.
Everyone knows, okay? Like...
Everybody realized it, and they all just... if there was any sort of hip movements happening, they knew.
Yeah.
1,000%. But also at the same time, that was kind of a hot story.
Yeah.
I agree. It was a sexy, erotic experience for you, sir.
Yeah, because I've definitely been in situations where people were, like, fucking around, like, in, like, a public situation, and it was pretty clear that they thought that they were being a lot more sly than they really were.
After a brief informal meeting, Michael appears as described. A more current, thorough description of Michael is forthcoming. Scheduled interview with Allison will take place next.
So is she staying in Catherine's room?
Who are you? And what are you doing in my room?
Wait, are we our own entity?
Oh, wait a minute, I see. You're the, viewer, right?
This game is so
I
weird.
didn't realize you could just sneak up on me like that. I'll have to be more careful. Never know what I might be doing. Well, I have to meet my patient now. You're probably going to snoop around my room, aren't you? Guess there's nothing I can do about it. Oh well. You probably won't find anything too incriminating. I hope.
So is that consent to be a creep?
Wow.
Or... She's basically like, go ahead, be
Go
weird.
ahead, be a creep.